It is July 22, 2024, and it's Monday evening. And today I have had visitors, real visitors in human bodies. It was for my garden, and they work from Kosovo, and they didn't come from Kosovo, but they were born in Kosovo. But they live here, just my neighbors almost. And they come and check out my garden, and then they told me how much they wanted to be paid of me to fix my garden, because I can't do some of the work as I am so bad in my brain and body, and to cut my hedge, for example. And they wanted like $1,500 US for it, and I don't have that kind of money. I told them that I have only the lowest retirement to pay them. But I say that I had also support sometimes, because I do my podcast, I told them, so it may be coming in. But it have not coming in for a long time now, any support money. So I don't know what to do. But of course, when I don't know what to do, is it to talk to afterlife about it, to talk to God. God is number one, and then I can talk to those in afterlife. But first I must talk to God about it, and how to do every time. It's always this with the hedge, that it's growing very fast, and that is good. That is like the soil is on. But it's not good for me because I can't cut it. And it's higher up than over my head. I can't cut it because I can't be on anything, have anything under me. I can't walk in stairs, and I can't have any kind of chair to stand on. So it's impossible for me. And if I don't cut the hedge, the landlord can kick me out. And you ask me why I choose this property, this apartment. But it was because I asked about the hedge from the start, and they say that they have a garden group that can cut the hedge if I pay like $60-70 for it. So I choose this apartment. But just after I had moved in, they told me that they don't have that service anymore. So it was not that I was stupid to choose this apartment and knowing that I have to work with the hedge. It was because they say there I could pay for to let them cut the hedge. And I have asked many places for to help me to cut the hedge. And it have been some people coming here that have been really evil people. And I didn't want to have them here because they can kill me and or harm me in other ways. And so it is very hard to know what to do with this. And now these people that come, they wanted so much money from me. It's this cruel, evil world we live in, that they should take so much money from me in the work. And I suppose it maybe is not the work for God, but in some way is it a work for God, because I can't relax when I know it's a very good summer because it's much rain. So the hedge is growing very fast. And my daughter have been here and cut the grass and the hedge. But she is now in this bakery school, and she's working in these things, practice in a bakery. And so she have no time to come and help me with the hedge. And then also she is shorter than me. So it's hard for her to reach. The only thing that is good is that she can climb up, but I'm worried that she have a sharp weapon in her hand and climb up, and she can fall or do something else and cut herself in her body. I'm very worried when she's climbing. And she don't understand that she have to be careful. She only climb on things that can suddenly fall. So I'm very worried, but in the same time it needs to be done. So I don't know if I can't talk to the landlord about it and can't hire people that is not doing evil things in my home. I'd be worried that the first one that I hired to help me, and one day when I sit in my sofa, I fall to sleep. It's not sleep. I pass out from the brain, and suddenly I have that kind of feeling. I am born with that kind of feeling that something is on its way. and I wake up. So I did. And then I saw that he was on his way to sit down on a chair and do no work, and only let the time slipping away, and then I give him money for nothing. And so I'd be scared, and then we were out in the garden, and he was good in this, that he dig down some bushes for me and did some of this heavy work in the garden. But then when I should, and then he look at me and say, ask me, is it more I should do here in the garden, he say. And he looked so evil when he look at me. And he maybe didn't look evil, but I got that hint that he was evil. And I said, no, we walk in. And when I walk in from the garden, I be locked up in my body. I couldn't move. I was standing in the opening of the door and couldn't walk into my apartment. So I was screaming to this man to help me, and he be scared, and he pulled me inside very hard. But it needed to be done as I was blocked in the whole brain, in the whole body, because the brain did it to me. And it have done that sometimes for me. And I'm very worried that I will be in that way, because it's, as I don't have anyone that I know that can help me. Is it a little embarrassment to ask someone to help me to come loose from those like prison in my body? And now I say that to you, that I'm glad that my doctor, he don't know what's wrong with me, but he still continue to send me to the all kind of tests on my body. So tomorrow am I going? It's raining outside, so I don't take my scooter. I go with the taxi, and I'm going to the hospital tomorrow, and then I am going to get this kind of machine that measure my heart to see if it's I have it on my body in 24 hours, and it check up how the heart is moving when I live like normal. So it's good to move around maybe a little more after I got that machine, so they can see the difference from to sit at the computer or walk around. So that's what he's thinking, and that fit into what error I have in my body, because that's also one way to be very tired, to be very want to go to bed and sleep. And then it says this. I have told my doctor for 1 year that I have pain in my chest, and you have heard I don't have it so much today. I had it more in the past. I maybe have coughing 1 year, and that can be heart coughing, and then I get these like slime in my chest, that when I wake up in the morning and start to drink water, then suddenly I start to cough up slimy. And this morning, and I think it have been 2 mornings now, it have been coloring, it have been green that I cough. Those other mornings have it been clear, transparent slime, but now is it green, and that means it's inflammation, infection when you cough in green. Not one time, because you could have eaten something that color it green, but if you have not eaten something green and you got it, then it's an infection. And sometimes the body take care of it by itself. And I think it have done that many times on me, that it take care of it, the body, because I have not got any medicine for it. But it can be the heart. And it is about, it's easier to know the time distance, because we have this pandemic, COVID-19, make it to think like when I was for the heart to a doctor and he measured it, and it was before COVID-19, and COVID-19 is 4 years there, so 5 years just before, and there I was not to the doctor, so it's maybe 6-7 years ago from now, and many things can change in the body. So I am thankful that he tried to find the solution where it is, and like the heart is about the stress, and many of these things that he checked out on my body is about it's be wrong in the body because of stress. So he checked it out. So it seems like he listened, but think is not so serious like I think it is, because when I was homeless in the United States, I say this for people that have not heard it. You that follow me, you know I was homeless in the United States for 3.5 years, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anyone that protected me, and I didn't have any money to buy food or the worst things of everything that I couldn't buy. I have my monthly bleeding, and I don't have it today, but I had very much. You know, that 2 to 3 days, it's really cramp that you can't do most nothing because it's so much pain and very much blood. And then I didn't have anything. I had no money, so I could buy me a painkiller, and I couldn't buy diapers for me. And I had to go sometimes to old men and say that I need to have something because I have my monthly bleeding, and have to say that to a stranger. It's not so hard to say that to a woman, but because she understands it more. But to say that to a man is hard and embarrassing. And I have to do that because I didn't have $1 in my pocket. And go more back, because you that have not heard my everything, that have not followed me. You don't know that I was in the United States, homeless in the United States in 3.5 years, because God come and talked to me, and I didn't know God before that, but he was talking to me when I was on my way to do a suicide in the year 2000, and he make me to choose either go into the lake and kill myself, or only go away from Sweden, buy me an airline ticket and fly to United States. So, and it was like it was closed for me to go to the lake, and I didn't want to do that, since I understood there is a God. He is a real God. It's not something they assume or something that people believe in, and like a fairy tale. He's real God, because he was talking to me. And before God come and talk to me, there was a higher priest from heaven standing in my home, like a normal person standing in my home. But God, when he come and talked to me, I didn't see him. I only heard his voice. So I left for United States. So I was not a normal homeless in the United States. But people I met in the church, I was mostly in the church to get some help. They thought I was. They couldn't smell that I have been drinking, and they could tell that I was not crazy. So they maybe thought I did the drugs. And then they sometimes I did different way to get some money. So sometimes only a few times, because it was so hard to do it, because people go angry at me. And they pass by me when I sit and beg for money. They say, I will pray for you. They say very fast. But I don't think they pray for me. They only say that. And look at me like I was something very dirty. But I was in homeless shelters, and I took a shower every day, and I had clean clothes on me because I could find it. People gave away clothes, so I could have nice clothes, and I was clean. And they look at me like I was dirty. It was so very bad, but it had been bad the whole time because people don't understand. They say they believe in God, but they don't really believe in God, because then they should understand me. Then they should want to know more about God and me. And now, when they told me, just when we got COVID-19, heaven told me that I should do a podcast and talk. And it's my home, my new home. I got this home just when we got COVID-19 in Sweden. And they say I should have a gathering place in my home. And I understood it was impossible as it was COVID-19. No, I didn't want anyone to come in my home when we have this disease that could kill me. And so I didn't understood it before. Certainly, when I did my podcast, after 2-3 podcast episodes, suddenly I saw a spirit coming in my home. And the spirit was talking to me. And then I understood that the gathering place was for the spirit gathering place. It was not for human to come in my home. What should come in my home and gathering here was the spirit. And they are still here. But they don't do the same thing like they did from the beginning, because they believed in that people should be very happy and be interested to support me and help me in this. And they thought that many should write a mail to me and ask things about God and afterlife, and no one have done that. I say no one, but I think it's 2 people that have written to me. That's it. I am on, what is it? Is it the 5th year I am in podcast? And no one. And then suddenly I got money support when God told me that I should travel to Jerusalem the 4th time in 2022, in December 2022 and January 2023. and suddenly I got money. Before that, I had not got any money at all. I started to get support when I should go to Jerusalem, but now it's hardly anyone that send any money. And I had one that was sending me money every time I think it was she, that every time she got a retirement, she sent me a little money from her. And I'm very thankful that you did that. But suddenly it stopped. And maybe it's because this season that she spending all her money to other things than God, that she think it's more important, her life, than to know about God and let other people understand there is a God. And to the end, it's amazing that I understood. This year was it, maybe 2 months ago, that I come to understand that the Spirit, that is the mother of God. People ask who created God, they ask. And who created God is the mother. It's the mother that creates everything. The father help to put in the seed in the body of a woman, but it is the mother that have this baby inside her, that give her blood to that little baby inside her, that can make the baby growing. The father have done his part when he placed sperm into that woman, but the woman is the one that creating the baby by have the baby inside her. We hope for 9 months, and it's coming out a complete human from it. So of course it's the woman that is number one, and that woman that I have met and she had talked to me, I don't see her. She is not a body. She is not a human body. She is energy. She has shown me. I don't know why she showed herself one day for a long time ago when I was drinking very much and didn't know God at all. But I come down in the stairs one day, and in where I lived, and my door was close to my apartment. But when I walking down the stairs, I saw it was like an energy standing outside my door, and it was the same. I don't know, because I don't really remember what it was that had been done there in that time. But maybe was it because I was drinking so much. She was there to stop me from drinking. But I have seen her. I have seen her here on earth. so she can reach the earth. And then when I was in hypnosis 2018, I was to her, and she was sitting in a chair, but I didn't see a body, but I saw the energy, turquoise mostly, and little white, and a little violet, a little lilac style. But I saw her, the form of the energy was like a woman. And she was the one that accepted me to open the door to heaven. And I went into heaven. But I could never have done that if she had not accepted me and say that you can open the door. And it was 2 doors. So the other door was a little strange for me, but the first door was heaven, because I have been there before and I have seen it. But the other door was a family standing and waiting for me in afterlife. And I understand it. But I have not been really confirmed about it. But they were not in heaven, those that was in the other room. But I know they were my family. And it is that family I have in heaven. It's not the family I had here on earth. Sometimes I have had a family here on earth, but that is illusion, is fake, because that was not my family. The family was standing, and they were like shadows, so I couldn't see how they looked like, or else had it been so crazy that I have checked out for them. I have walking around and look after, or if I see them here on earth, and that have been stopped the focus on what really I should do here on earth. It was my life, what I saw in the second room, and it was a shadow. So I saw he was very tall, the one that stood in front of the whole group of people. And there was the group was of different high, tall and short. So I think it was some children there also, but I was not allowed to know who they are. I have to wait for them when I coming back to heaven. They are there and welcoming me, and it was not they that was in heaven on that first door. They were not they were of course my family, but they were not this deaf family. It was my family. Everyone is family in heaven. But it was my more relationship family I had there in the other room, where I suppose that the mother in heaven, she wanted to make me feel happy, because I asked her if I could, if she could let me see my family in heaven. I say that, the real family, not the one on earth. And she let me see them, but not clearly. But she knew that I know that that's my family waiting for me in heaven. And so I don't know what I should come to talk about when I say that I went back in the history that I have talked about, because for those wondering, what is this, like that, so you know that it's about to learn, and for you also that listen to, that's a teaching from heaven, so you know. It's some of you have thinking to make a suicide, and some of you are cutting yourself, and some of you doing drugs, drinking, and some people think it's only hell here on earth, and think there is only darkness. When you die, it's only dark, and not understand there is an afterlife. It's for you I do the podcast, and if you can't support me with money, you can support me in a very good way also, in another way, to tell people about this podcast, so they are coming and listen, to understand there is a treasure in heaven. The treasure is not here on earth. The treasure is in heaven, and you need to understand and learn about what there is in heaven, for you to understand that you need to make this earthly traveling life you have, you must stand it, because you know you will find a treasure one day when you don't playing God and cut off your life. You must wait for God to call you home. And in that time you're waiting for God to call you home, you need to learn as much as you can. You don't have time to do what you're doing in this worldly party life here on earth. You have not time to be in a clubhouse. You don't need to waiting and longing for a big family with lots of kids. That means that you have no time for God when you have lots of kids. You need to change. You need to change your life and change your way you're thinking, because the treasure is in heaven and you can't find it here on earth. I know some of you seeking, you try to find the treasure here on earth, but you can't find it. I don't know if it was something I have forgot to say, to you. But it was, I know, it was something small thing, but very interesting, that I find a way to come into my family tree. So it's only to place my family tree somewhere else where they can't block me, or they can't destroy the family tree. I have my family tree built up until what they call Adam's ribs. And I find today that it's on my father's side I have this. Those in Rome, and Caesar, those empowerment in Rome. It's on my father's side, those. And my mother's is more known people that have helped people in Jerusalem, in Israel. But I have only done a little part of my family tree. But I learn also where I'm coming from. And it's interesting because I was thinking why my mother was like, raised me like I should be married to a royal. And that it maybe can happen still. But it was something from her past, from her DNA, her genes, where she come from. So I am on my way to understand my parents, because they were, I have told you in one episode how my father took my mother from another man. Here, this man was like a general for the air force here in Sweden, and he was on television sometimes when I interview with him on television. And my mother, every time he was on television, she said, "This is the man I should have been married," she said to me, and told me about my father coming and took her, like occupied himself in front of her and split up the couple. She was engaged with this general for Swedish Air Force, and that's why I think why I was in the Air Force on my own also, that this was something that triggered me to come to the Air Force and the space. And it was not going to be the father, the general. My father became my father and was drinking very heavy and was like the emperor from Rome. He had that inside him. He was my father, but he was not a good father. He was never with me. But now in afterlife, he have coming to understand it, because I helped him coming to heaven. and in heaven he have been educated what error he did, and he have repent from it. So he is here and helped me today. So I have forgiven him, not forgiving him what he did in his earthly life, but I forgive him in the spirit life. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I hope you that have some money that you can support me, because I need to relax and stay away from this apartment I have. If I had got much money, I could have buy me a home somewhere else than here. But I had to live in this house, but I get protection from heaven. But it's stressed me to be here. So thank you for follow me and listen at me. And it's a spirit coming here. It's only a short thing. He's showing me that he lay hand on you. He give you energy. So what he is saying now is that the life around you and the life all over the world is so bad now. The evil still is in the top, and we're waiting for you to come together here to say it's enough now with evil things. You must stop these evil things going on. It's not to kill yourself. It's not to drink away your problems. It is to come together. And there is space for you here in my apartment if you want to join me. Or else you can send me a flight ticket to your city. And I have a passport that is fresh because I was in Israel, So I have the passport ready. And I can go very quick. As soon as I have got my injection now against psoriasis, I can travel. And I'm okay to come back to United States because I checked it out when I took the flight to Utah. I have to check out if I was okay to come into United States. I think everyone need to do that, or else you can't take the flight. So I was okay. So I can come. I don't need to have any visa. From Sweden we can travel almost all over the world without any visa. We need to have visa after 3 months. But in 3 months we are free from it. So God bless you. He's holding his hand over you. And he's saying this to end this episode. He's saying this: my hand is over you, and it telling what's a problem you have in your life. So the hand over your head is not the same as the one that sits on the side of you, because the hand knows what is missing in your life. And most of the time is it not about money, it's about self-esteem and change of your thinking, your mindset have to be worked on. So thank you, and God bless you.